How's it going, everyone? The Salamander Man here, back with another salamander adventure. And in today's video, I'm not looking for any particular salamander at the moment, but instead, it is January, and I want to show everyone what we can find during the winter season. So, let's get started and dig in and see what salamanders or even other animals we could potentially find during a season where you may think there might not be much around. Now, even though it is winter, there are a few animals that I do expect to be able to find today. Two-line salamander larvae shouldn't be too difficult to find, and potentially even northern red salamanders. The adults are probably taking cover, but because it's a bit warmer today, this rising temperature that we have going on may have actually stirred up some of the adults, so we may even see some adults today too. So I'm going to check out the stream over here and see what we can find. I'm going to start flipping a few rocks, and hopefully we can find something neat today. There's always a potential for a northern red salamander, so if there's any particular salamander that I would want to find today, that would definitely be it, because they're so secretive. They're not rare, but their secretive nature just makes them an uncommon find. And being that I did find that larval northern red salamander in the previous video that featured this location, there's always the potential to find the salamander. So I'm going to flip a few things and see what we can find. Okay, so just flipped over this rock right here, and we actually do have an animal or two underneath the rock, so I'll lift it very slowly. And here we go. Three pickerel frogs and a two-line salamander that just got away. But that's okay, because where there is one, there is definitely more. So these frogs here were taking cover for the winter, but you can see that they're actually still active at the moment, even in the frigid water, because the temperature did rise a bit today, and it was just enough to increase their activity, their metabolism. So let me pull out my other camera and give you guys a crystal clear look at these beautiful frogs. Alright, so we got a really nice close-up look at those three pickerel frogs, and I'm going to simply just very carefully place the rock back to how I found it. That way I disturb them and stress them out as little as possible. And just to note here, I just want to say, whenever you flip any sort of branch or rock, always place it back as closely as possible to the same way that you previously found it. That way you disturb the environment and the animal as little as possible. So, moving on, we're going to flip a few more things and see what else we could potentially find in this stream. Okay, so I just flipped over this rock here and came across three two-line salamanders, two larvae, and one that appeared to be a large female adult. Now, the adult is somewhere right around here. Right there. So very carefully. Alright, and it's hard to see with the glare, but this is her. So I am going to break out the other camera, and let's get a better look at this beautiful salamander. right, so we just got a really good look at that very large adult two-line salamander, and it's clear to see that even during the winter, that under the right conditions, it is still possible to find certain animals if you know where to look. I actually just ran into another animal, and one that I wasn't quite expecting, but we have a pretty nice sized crayfish over here, and it appears to be a female, so I'm gonna break out the other camera and give you guys a really good look at this crayfish. Alright, so I just flipped over another rock, and another really large adult two-line salamander just emerged. So I'm going to attempt to give you guys a close-up of this salamander as well. Now, offhand, the other salamander may or may not have been a female, but... Ooh. There you are. Here we go. Easy. There it is. Now look at that. That is a beautiful salamander right there. Two-line salamander. A lungless salamander. So, I'm still flipping over a few other things here and there. And so far, I actually got to see quite a bit more than I was expecting. Saw a few larval two-line salamanders. Saw that one large adult two-lined that was able to show everyone. Not 100% certain that it was a female. Hard to know for sure without getting a more hands-on look at it. But I've seen a few other adult two-line salamanders that have gotten away here and there. And still no northern red salamander, but that is to be expected due to how secretive they are, making them a really uncommon find around here. But we'll see, there's still hope. Sometimes you can find them close to the edge of the stream under pieces of wood like this. And actually, there's no northern red, but I do see a tail of a two-line salamander. So I'm going to get my camera set up and show you all this beautiful salamander. So I actually just flipped this small branch over here, and I came across another salamander that I wasn't quite expecting to see because the ground temperature is still pretty cold, but apparently the warmth has stirred up more than just aquatic species. I have just found a redback salamander right here, which is another lungless salamander, except again, this is a terrestrial species, meaning it does not have an aquatic larval stage. They breed and live on land all their lives. So I will get my camera set up for this salamander and give you all a close-up of this salamander as well. Okay, I'm going to put the salamander back, but I just want to quickly note, you can see the plump, round body that this individual has, indicating that it may be a female and full of eggs, which would make sense for this time of year, as breeding occurs from autumn to early spring. And it is lacking the enlarged premaxillary teeth and mental gland that males develop during breeding season. Males are also known to be very territorial and chase away other males during courtship. Alright, so let's put her back. There you go. And carefully put the branch back to the way it was as well. Alright. Under here we have another redback salamander. And you can tell by that classic, well-known red coloration going down its back. Now, you would notice at this point that the other salamander that I found didn't have that red coloration, but it was also a redback. And redbacks have two phases, one known as the redback phase, as its name implies, and the other, the leadback phase. So I will get my camera set up and give you all a close-up of this gorgeous redback salamander. Alright, at this point I'm going to wrap up the video here. We got to see some pretty awesome animals in a season where it doesn't seem like there's too much going on, too much to see, unless you know the right spot to look under the right conditions. And it's just kind of ironic because we even got to see some salamanders that I didn't expect to see, like the redback salamander. I've actually been trying to find one all summer and didn't find one up until now. So I'm really glad to have gotten that on video for all of you. And we got to see the distinct phases of the redback salamander. One in the redback phase and the other in the leadback phase with that nice charcoal grayish coloration. And before I go, I just want to share one last thing with everyone, a sneak peek into a full-length documentary that I am working on, a documentary on eastern newts. So I'm going to roll that clip, and until next time everyone, I hope you all enjoyed the video and even learned a little bit more about salamanders and the other animals that you can potentially find all around you even during the winter season. So if you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like, share, comment down below, and subscribe. Your support is very much appreciated. Until next time everyone, I am the Salamander Man. So I've come up to this location here where it's quite cold, it's almost winter, and it's cold enough that ice is starting to form in this brook. This clean, cool flowing water, and yet even as the temperatures drop, the adult eastern newt, the aquatic adult, can still be found active even in these temperatures. So even as I speak right now, there's actually a few adults active right now, crawling through the weeds. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up of these beautiful animals so we can take a look into the life of the aquatic adult during the winter time, and then later we will actually get to see the courtship process of the eastern newt.